versus Stuart, Hickman, and myself. Stuart has been training for probably about 3 years now. He's got some pretty good technique. But so I start here, just working to get my butterflies in, trying to see what kind of grips he's going to allow me to have. Goes a pass around, trying to get into that side control. Tried to go back in the other way, and I managed to shut that down. He's doing a pretty good job of controlling that right knee of mine, so that he can try to pin it to the floor. Tried to tighten in on his body, not to allow him to be able to step around without me feeling his hips shifting. I get my nice little sweep there from the kind of half guard, except I had my knee across the stomach as if I was going for a dump truck sweep. Working it in, trying to control that knee, try to push him around, try to rotate his body so I can kind of sit up into his back. Kind of just flowing right now. I always try to start out as slow as possible and only match the guy that I'm going with on his intensity. Nice little sweep there. Trying not to play too far into his guard to allow him to get those legs around. He's working in the collar to try to bump up. I went ahead and just played in. He starts working an overhook and then that lapel. Probably trying to reach down and get a hold of that lapel and then come back around, kind of like a baseball choke. I'm just staying tight, keeping my arms nice and tight, not to open up for more. He left his guard open a little too long there, so I went ahead and did a handstand pass, or a modified handstand pass, using my shoulder and his stomach to pin his hips to the mat so he could follow me. Just working that side control. He's preventing the cross face, obtaining that survival position. Trying to make that space so he can either push me backwards and see if he can throw that leg up around my head. Getting ready to come out of frame here in a second. I'm chilling, trying to watch that hip, get in here to open up his lapels, try to start working on the choke. I'm blocking that hip so he can't come back into me, because he's doing a good job of preventing the cross face, so as long as I can block his hips, he wouldn't be able to shrimp as hard to get back in and slide that bottom leg in. Here I'm just holding my side control, just working in for whatever he'll give me. Pop up the knee on belly. I'm always looking for that knee on belly choke. You go far side lapel, step over the head, use the knee to pinch tight. I'm always looking for that choke. Just staying nice and tight and heavy right here, trying to just maintain position. Looking to go baseball choke there for a second. He's doing a pretty good job of defending, but then he turned in, left that arm out. So I'm going to go ahead and try to work the arm bar. Try to get a hold of that hand right there that he's using to hold onto his own arm. He defends. I don't really have it deep like I normally would like, so I'd rather go for at least my guard to prevent him from being able to get a more dominant position. Put the foot in the hip, try to keep my hips at an angle. He's not really trying to stay squared up. He's trying to lift. I go double butterfly. You see the feet are in, and that'll keep him from being able to lift my hips up off the mat. Go for the tornado sweep here. I managed to land it. Just keeping my position. Sorry about going out of frame here. Try to turn him back in so we can keep it in frame. Working the choke here, hoping that he either reaches around my back or leaves that arm out there too long. As you can see, he's doing a really good job of preventing that crossface. But I managed to go ahead and finish that choke up, but it was a Darce choke. Same thing again, just relaxing, letting him choose the pace that we're going to roll at. Trying to work a butterfly, see if I can get him moving left or right. Working in for that. We're grip fighting right now, you can't see it. Always trying to go deep lapel for a choke. I got my butterfly hook in and my left leg is there, so if I need to drop it to the ground and lift to sweep him, switch it up to half guard. Again, I'm preventing the crossface. Go up deep, try to reach through for that ankle to get him sitting backwards. Here in this position, the number one thing to remember is it's reactionary. Whatever movement you make is going to be a reaction to if he sits forward too hard. Right there you see I have my insurance grip around his back, using that gi to keep him pulled into me. I'm waiting for him to reach real deep under the arm. If he does that, I'm going to grab his sleeve there, and I'll roll back towards the camera. He's not really committing to a deep grab there, so I'm looking for whatever will give me here. That's another thing I like to do. I'll use that butterfly to lift, and if anything, you can just go straight back to guard with that. It's a good move to use. Hips are moving. I'm looking for my flower sweep. Managed to land that. Just keeping that position, bringing that knee high up, start to work. I normally would not sit that high up. I was pretty tired at this point. I'd like to keep my chest down to smother and then work high up to get an angle for something. Switch S mount here. I'm just staying nice and heavy, trying to prevent the sweep. You know, just taking my time to work. He went to bump. I switched back to my top mount. I try not to stay in one position too long, only because if you stay in a position too long, they're going to find a way to get out. So you always try to switch it up. If your left knee's high, then switch your right knee. He did a good job right there, getting back into the half guard. I'm just going to try to use that no-hand pass if I need to. And from here, a lot of the times, if they don't achieve the lockdown to pull you down, you can really start to get under there for that that choke, that Darce. He left his arm in what I was going for there. I was going for that rolling omoplata because his arm was around my leg, but it just wasn't deep enough. Some work, trying to lift, working that grip fighting. As you can see, I'm going deep lapel again. Right here, I'm going to try to go over the head, either secure his arm and pull that hip in for an arm bar. I'm using the lapel to lock down his arm. It's if you guys don't use that little trick, it's definitely a good trick to use. Here I'm just chilling. Kind of setting up an omoplata, but really not worried about it. Go for the sweep there. and then I end up landing. You can't see it, but I ended up hitting a wrist lock. Just pushing the arm to the ground, and I just